2006 Toyota Matrix. I'm going to tint this back glass. And so there's a few things you have to remove. I got a pre-cut tint kit, so it covers the whole part of the glass. There's a strut that goes through here, so we'll have to remove this. There's a strut here. We'll have to remove that. The windshield wiper motor is behind here. This is the latch you pull up when you release the glass with the button up front. And then also inside here is the connection for the defroster. So we're going to show you how to take all this off. First thing, pop this off. Just kind of grab it, pull it back. And there's a nut. Looks like a 10mm, so we'll take that off next. It's a 10mm. You pull that nut off, and then it might be a little tough to get this off. I broke it free before I filmed. Pull that off. You'll see it's got like splines. This is pretty rusty, so before I put that back on, I'll probably put some anti-seize on that. Then this little rubber boot. We'll take that off. And now we'll go inside, so go hit the latch button to release the glass. Door's open. Now you can see here is a connection for the here and here are the connections for the defrost. You can see we have a bolt that's going to be going through into there as well. But first we have to remove this plastic cover. So I'm just going to pop this off. And this one here. And behind it there's a couple bolts, but we don't need to remove those right now. Next we're going to take this off, this plastic part. And you just kind of have to squeeze it with your hands. I'm not going to be able to show you because you need both hands, but I'll show you the case once I get it off. Here are the little parts you're trying to squeeze it free from. You're going to squeeze in and pull down. So there's one there, here, here, on this side, and then a couple on the back. If you can't quite get it with your hands, you can also use a pick like this. Just get in behind it. Once you get the front ones off, the back ones will just pop out. Here's the cover once removed. It goes like this. Those clips there. So on the back you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and again you're just going to kind of squeeze it in. It may sound like you're gonna break it or feel like you're gonna break it, but you're probably not gonna break it. And now you'll see this. There's your wiper motor here, defroster, just pop that out. And over here, another defroster, pop that out. And now we have a couple nuts here. Let's see, looks like we got 3 nuts, but before we do those, we'll go back and pull this handle off now. And you'll want to put something to prevent the glass from closing all the way, just so it's easier to get your hand under. Alright, looks like this is a 24mm. I don't have a 24mm deep socket, so I'm going to use a crescent wrench. And this is a easy enough way to get it off. You'll just turn that off and remove that. So once you remove this is a specialized nut. It's got a swivel washer on it. You can pull this out. This would be a good time to paint this if you need to. And now we'll take this, actually we'll leave that piece of rubber on there. We'll pop this out to the back. So now we'll go back inside. Now we're going to remove those nuts there on these studs. There. There. And there. And you'll need a deep socket. This is a deep socket. It's just a socket that allows you to get the stud in there without interfering with the ratchet. If you don't have a deep socket, you can open those up with a regular, oops, this again focus. You can probably open those up with a regular combination wrench. Just need a little more patience. So we'll remove those next. Okay, you actually only have to remove 2 nuts. You don't have to remove this one. That one's just holding this electrical connection onto the bracket. So just remove this one here and this one here, And then even with them removed, it's not going to come out. You can just kind of wiggle it and you'll start to see that it's about ready to. See that? Over here it's already free, and here it's free. So I need both hands, but I'm just going to now pull this down. So just take your time, use both hands, you'll be able to get it off. This is the part that might stick just a little bit in there if you have some corrosion, like this car does. Right there you can see there's some corrosion, but it will pull out. That's all there is to it for that. So now this is what you'll see, and you have plenty of room now to apply the tint. The only other thing you'll have to do is to disconnect these struts. So to do this, we're just going to get a flathead screwdriver, get it under here, and push this clip up. When you remove this strut, the glass is going to want to fall down, so just support it in some way. I have a long tube here. You can use another person can hold it. You can use a 2x4. You could maybe even just rig something from here up to there. Okay, then you're going to take your screwdriver, focus on there. I'm just going to peel this back like that. And while that's back, you're going to pop it off. So I need both hands for that, but that's all you're doing. Once you have this back, this spring clip, you can pull that strut off. For the next step, you'll need two tools, either a deep socket or a combination wrench, 12mm, and a crescent wrench. So what you'll do is, with two hands, which I'm not going to be able to show you, and hold my phone at the same time, but you'll hold this outside nut here with your crescent wrench. Hold it steady still while you turn this. Just either slide the whole socket up over this deep socket or your combination wrench onto the hex part of this ball joint and turn this counterclockwise while holding this nut with this crescent wrench, and you will be able to remove that. Once you get it loosened, you'll be able to remove this. It has a washer in there, and then this pulls out, pulls out like that. Okay, and we're going to put these down in the same orientation, so remember which way they go, and then this is going to pop out the glass like that. Don't need to take that all the way out, just enough to get it out of the way of when we put the tint on. I should also mention, if you would also like to remove this, this is a trim piece that goes around where the top brake light is, right under here. Let's see if I can get the camera in there. There's a nut here, and then another nut down here. Those are both 10mm. You just remove those. Once you remove those nuts, you can pull this down. It takes a little bit of prying with your hands, just because you can see this is plastic and those are metal studs, so they kind of get a little they kind of mess the plastic up a little bit and hang up a little bit on it. But now you have plenty of room to apply your tint and nothing's in your way. I hope this helps. Good luck with your tint job. Okay, you can see I have my tint in now, but I forgot to show how to remove these. I wasn't going to remove them originally, but it's easier to work with them out of the way. And this is a little bit of a surprise because this is reverse threaded. So normally you're going to turn counterclockwise to loosen, but in this one you turn clockwise. And that'll just really throw you for a loop if you don't know that. And you might try to do something and end up breaking that glass. So, reverse threaded. I also did remove this. This just pulls out. I got it popped in now. It was a little easier to get the squeegee and stuff back here. So, Don't mess this up. Reverse threaded.